Just a Job is the podcast for the modern woman to redefine what success looks like. We highlight real women and their real stories. Hi, everybody. Happy February. Thank God we made it through the world's longest month. Who was it? Someone? Allison. Allison did a reel on Instagram. It was like, it's the 287th day of January or something like that. And I was like, I've never related to something more.
Yeah.
Thank God we made it through this month barely by the skin of our teeth. Before we jump into our one-on-one episode, we want to talk about the political landscape that is the United States of America at this current moment. Before this, Sarah and I were talking about just like our thoughts and what's going on. And we both work remotely and don't really have a lot of people to talk to during the week. Not to call us losers and that we don't talk to a lot of people,
Half
but
losers.
you know, we're at home a majority of the time. So it was nice to just like be able to have a conversation like that that neither of us have had in a while. And Sarah had a fabulous idea for us to, one, not only for our own mental health, but also to be able to use our platform for good. We're going to be kind of collecting some, what's the word I'm looking for?
Resources, action items.
Yeah. Some ways that you can do good. And one of the things that we talked about is how like overwhelmed and helpless we kind of feel. So to help ourselves, but then also try to push out a more positive narrative. With the podcast, we're going to be putting together, like Sarah said, some resources and some information that we have found in our stand up next week. So, just a little, I guess, teaser that's going to be coming. But we wanted to have a little address before we jump into some more fun, fluffy things because a lot of things feel insignificant this week. That was a lot of talking by me. Sarah, tell me how you're feeling.
That was the perfect tee up, I think, for next week's episode. So thank you for walking us through.
Of course.
We just figured with the platform, I don't care if there's one listener, one person that it'll affect. I think these conversations are happening somewhat in silos because there's a level of fear associated with the current climate of things. And so it's nice to know that Ellen and I can have that conversation, but hopefully by having that continued conversation and being able to provide resources, it can make all of us feel a little less scared, a little bit more in charge, and provide action items because the feeling right now is helpless, but we're going to change that. So,
Yeah, exactly.
it'll be great. So be on the lookout for that next week. Also, too, we're doing our own investigative research. We're real journalists now. So if there's anything, as you're listening to this, anything that's been of help for you, whether it's, you know, a news website, a podcast, any sort of social media that's been helping you stay informed and feel up to date, but not in the most scared way that sometimes we can tend to crawl ourselves into.
Yeah.
Please share with us because we would love to know. So
Absolutely. Yeah. We feel like our goal with the podcast is to create a community of women regardless. And I think having this conversation will continue to work us towards that goal. So, like Sarah said, please share if you find things, but felt like we had to talk about that because it's just, whoa.
yeah,
It's like
impacts our
addressing the
daily life.
elephant. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it does. It's like the elephant in the room. And Sarah and I also talked about how, like, at work, we have felt like, what the hell is, why am I sending emails and doing these seemingly insignificant tasks when everything else is going on? So, with that all being said, our episode today, we talked about this in Jackie's episode, but this time last year, we had our goal setting episode that we called Make the Damn Board, which did you make a vision board this year?
No, who has time for that this
I
year?
know, me either. I'm like, ugh, I just cleaned out my guest room closet. And by way of doing that, I like put my printer up and away. So like,
Mm-hmm.
nope, not doing that. So my vision board is a list in my notes app on my phone this year.
Same.
So we're gonna go through our goals for the year, similar to how we did last year, and talk about some personal and professional goals of ours, and kind of our like general thoughts around goal setting and all of those fun things. So, first, um, where were you when you made your list? Like, did you make a nice little quiet environment for yourself? Did you just like
Mm.
have a little meditation moment? Like, what was your thought process of putting your list together?
You're teeing it up like it's going to be this like amazing experience. And it was as
I'm
I was
trying.
sitting on the couch last night while Micah was working on work, and there were 4 basketball games going
Oh
on
God.
our TV. So like
Hmm.
stressful was definitely the environment, but that's
Hmm.
kind of just life right now.
Honestly, it is.
Please tell me you were sitting on like a yoga mat and had Zen alpha wave music
Okay,
going on to
now
tap into a new version of yourself.
just like a little well, now I'm gonna feel like so rude because I had a very lovely setting. And
Tell me
this is
about it.
so not to rub it in your face, I swear. But a couple of years ago, Tim and I were like, okay, every year on the first, we're gonna like go somewhere and sit down and write goals for ourselves. And since we've been in San Diego, we've done that at the beach every year. So
Mhm.
we went to the like a beach up in I think it was La Jolla or something like that. It was freezing cold. It was so cold and windy. We were there for like, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes. And
Hold
we
on. What
were,
is your definition of cold, Ellen?
oh, it was okay. The like air temperature was probably 50 degrees, but it was
Okay.
so windy
Yeah.
that it was like we tried to like position our chairs to like block the wind for each other. We like made a little lunch, tried to make it so cute, and we both looked at each other. We were like,
Like this
I'm
isn't it.
freezing. We have to leave.
Not Zen. Can't
No, it
focus.
was not Zen at all. And then the most annoying part was like as it was the beach that we went to was like down in sand, right? And then there's like stairs that you go up. So like the land and like the houses and stuff is like like up on a cliff. As soon as you get up there, it's gorgeous. It's so nice. It's not cold. But down at the beach, it was freezing. So again, not very enjoyable. It's like sounds nice in like if you try and picture it in your head, like, oh, writing goals on the beach with your significant other on January 1st. No, we were freezing and
Maybe
seagulls
next
were
year.
poaching our sandwiches. So
Yeah.
that's really what was happening. Way cooler than it sounds.
I like the way that you envisioned it happening, but life was just rolling you up and saying, "Never
Again,
mind,
yeah.
that's not
Mhm.
how things work."
The sprinkle of real life in there, even though
Mhm.
I tried as as hard as I could to try and make it a moment, but whatever. It's okay.
So you have your list.
I have my list. I have it in two sections.
Okay.
A personal and professional, and then I have some just a job goals in here too. So that's how I have
Wow.
it
Okay.
split up.
Okay.
How's your split up? How are we going to do this?
I know we didn't really go through the
No, we
organization of this.
didn't.
Mine are broken up into short term and long term.
Mm. Okay, so why did you go short term and long term?
Mm. So that's what I've done. This will be the third year now. When I was
Okay.
creating the vision board, anything long term is in the far, like the top right corner. Because to me, you know how, like, when you associate physical things to thoughts, to
Hmm.
me, like the future feels like the far right side of my life.
That's funny. Okay.
So that's why I do it. And I think it reinforces why I'm doing things in the short term.
Mm.
So
It's almost like a timeline, like it leads
yeah.
you to it. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
So maybe we can each go through like one section, or is that going to be a lot of talking?
I don't know. I'm going to read like four or five and we'll see where
Okay,
that
let's
takes
hear.
us. And
Let's
then we'll
hear.
rotate and we'll
Perfect.
popcorn. Okay. My first one is a regular supplement routine. I've kind of dabbled
Mm,
in a couple of supplements here and there, and some of them just like, oh, when they like are stinky and you open the lid and you're like, oof,
yes.
suddenly I don't want to have this anymore. I need to find ones that are like have some sort of like minty scent to them or something because the ones that I've tried are yuck. So,
Stanky.
yeah, not a huge fan. And I think like an overarching theme for me that I'm trying to be better about is creating like better routines for myself.
Mhm.
And by way of that, supplement routine. These are really all over the board and in like no particular order. The
I could.
next one is like a dollar amount that Tim and I would like to have in savings by the end of the year.
Okay.
Also, I guess on the theme of dollar amounts, I have a certain dollar amount that I want to make outside of my corporate job, whether that be like through TikTok or just a job, TBD.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, we're jumping from health and wellness to money to back to health and wellness. Continue my regular preventative doctor's visits. I did
That's a
all
good
of them
one.
last year, and there was a couple I was like really not looking forward to going to. And I did it, and I was a big girl, so I need to continue doing so.
Health is wealth.
Health is wealth. Those are my first four, random, but
I,
that's
I
set
love
the
the
stage.
vision.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because writing the list, I didn't like go back in and reorganize them after.
Yeah.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
funny just to think about the mindset that you were in as you were
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's the goal I want.
Mm-hmm. Like how weird
Let's
that I put like vitamins first. So
I know. You were
okay.
maybe you were like thinking about your vitamins and you're like, that's good.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see. Okay, so even like subcategories within my goal, I feel like there's like checkbox goals, meaning like I can do it and be done with it. And
Okay.
it's either like a one-time thing or like it's like there's a set limit to it. So there's a few that are checkbox goals and then some are almost like mindset, I guess I would
Hmm.
say.
Hmm.
So the first one, I'm running a half marathon in April.
What?
Yeah, so
Good
so
for you.
so I've been training for that, which is probably leading to my unfortunate lack of energy. But yeah, running a half marathon.
That's exciting.
Yes. I carried one over from last year because I feel like I did it and I can be better.
Mm.
And it was the like shopping local,
Hmm.
small business, and no new clothing. I was
Hmm.
very good about no new clothing last year, which is very exciting. I love it.
Hmm.
I'd love to do more shopping local and not just like personal shopping as in like clothes, but also to like food, house supplies,
Hmm.
pretty much anything. This is technically just a job. It's the one college campus speaking event that was carried over from last year, and I wanted to do it, and I think so. That's a checkbox one.
Hmm.
And then one is to become a mentor and have a mentor,
Mm.
like officially.
Hmm.
Those are my top four, or not? They're not my top four. I wouldn't say those are just the first four on my list.
Yeah, it is. It's so funny to like. It's like where was your mindset? Where was your brain at? Where you were
Mm-hmm.
just ripping through? Because it's like when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh this, oh like I can't type fast enough, and then I
Mm-hmm.
get to a place where I'm like, now what? I can't think
Yeah.
of any more.
Yep. Yep. You're
Okay.
next.
Very random. I have always wanted to do a trip to the south of France. I just think it's
Mm.
so beautiful. So I don't know if that will happen. We had some very exciting weddings come about this year, which I have a couple more to tell you about, Sarah. And which is going to be fabulous, but that's a lot of unexpected travel that we will now be
Mhm.
having, which will be fabulous. So I don't know how if that will happen this year or maybe next year. Fingers crossed, we'll have to see. Unfortunately, no one's getting married in the south of France, although
Damn.
if anyone would like to do that, I would love to be a guest.
Invite me, give me a reason. Yeah.
Seriously. The next one is buying a house. It's on the docket on the plan for the year. Probably not until the end of the year, but it's a huge goal that Tim and I are working towards. And I have an exclamation point after that one,
Oh, that's
and
a big one. That's adult.
that's very adult. But the other thing too is I'm like, I don't know. Do I really want to do that? Do I really want to do
You're
that? I
like,
don't
do
know.
you really want to be a homeowner?
I know. So I think that's like a 80% thought out goal, if that makes sense.
I think there's ways to at least work on it this year and
Hmm.
come
Yeah,
to the
absolutely.
resolution of like if that's what you want.
Hmm.
If not, then you'll just have a stockpile of cash and you can go off to south of France. Buy a
See you
house
later.
there.
Serious. Oh, woo-hoo. All right. We're dreaming big over here. Um, I want to I put a path for a promotion and or a raise. I know I literally just started my job, but I'm one of those people that like as soon as I meet a goal, I am looking to how I can get to the next one. So I'm already trying to think about what that would look like for me. And I'm starting to think about like a path out of project management, whether
Oh,
that be um, like a couple of interesting roles at my current company. And I'm trying to like book lunches with these people so I can I can learn more. But
yes.
there's this woman who does continuous improvement, and it's literally just like identifying things that are broken, a plan to fix them, go fix them, and go to find the next thing to fix. And I think that's really interesting. It's like elements of project management,
Mm-hmm.
but like way more of like an operational focus. I don't know. I want to learn more about it, and I think that's interesting. And then another area is like corporate strategy or just like a strategy role in general, I think is really interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Need to decide where I want to take those, but that's kind of my a next goal that I have.
Can I ask a question on that?
Yeah.
What is leading you to want to make that pivot?
I feel like the next natural step for a project manager would be to like run your own PMO, which for those of you who don't know, like some companies will have a team that is only project managers, and then the person who oversees those people is like making sure all of the projects are on budget, on schedule, blah blah blah. And I thought that I wanted to do that for a while, and this is now the second PMO that I'm a part of. And I like being a part of a PMO. I don't think I want to run one. It's kind of like, I think the fun part about projects is like engaging with so and working with so many people
Mm-hmm.
and um, learning new and different things. And I feel like you wouldn't be able to do that as much in a PMO. And it's more people management than actually like doing work. And I
Fair.
don't know if I really want to do
No,
that.
that's a very good perspective to have.
Mhm.
I think, and to like be aware of it at this point, because
Yeah.
this next role, like say you do want to make that transition, just
Mhm.
like gather as much information as you can have or can
Yeah.
get as a project manager and see, like you said, those conversations with the people that maybe you want to have their job one day.
Yeah. I don't know. So we'll kind of see. And that also brings me into my next goal, which I'll do this one and then popcorn it back over to you. But again, what was my brain doing when I wrote this down? I put mentor slash PMI involvement slash KC Chamber of Commerce. Those are actually three separate things, but I guess I rolled them
Okay.
all into one.
I see it as like,
Um,
oh, not me dissecting your goal.
yeah, tell me, what does it mean?
Carry on.
Like, um, continuing, I want to find a new mentor to like add to my board of mentors.
Mhm.
And then I've done a little bit of mentoring and I've really enjoyed it and I want to continue doing that as well. Um PMI involvement is just like a really good resume builder. It's also a really good way to like meet a lot of people, kind of see what the industry is doing, who people are working for, what companies are hiring, all of those fun things. And I'm involved currently in San Diego, and my new company is based in Kansas City. So I kind of want to do a little sprinkle there. And then with the KC Chamber of Commerce, same thing. They're based there. I used to be involved with my old company. And again, it's just a really good like networking opportunity. So I don't really know where I want to take that, but kind of like not necessarily it's not maybe a check the box goal, but like a
Mhm.
feeling like is this an area I want to explore again? I'm not sure.
Yeah. I like that. Taking your professional experience and finding an
Mhm.
organization outside of it that supports
Yeah.
and allows you to explore it a little bit more
Mhm.
and make those connections.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, your
A three
turn.
for three for one.
Mhm.
Let's see. I This is me getting really nitty and gritty with a specific number. I don't know why I put this, but something I have really enjoyed doing in the last few years is connecting people to opportunities.
Mm.
So, like anyone in my past life, if there was an opportunity that came onto my plate that I can't take on, passing it along to somebody that I've either worked with or know. And I get a lot of satisfaction out of it, especially when it works out and like benefits both parties. So, that is something that I want to do more this year. That can be like a job, friendship, anything. Like it doesn't have to be specific to careers as well.
Mhm.
Gardening. I just
You're
want to
so
touch
cute.
I just want to touch soil. And last year I got a little bit into this mock homeowner era and I sort of killed everything and I'm like maybe 2025 is my year.
It's your green thumb here.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. I want to try one new thing a week. It can be big or small, but I feel like that's a goal. It's very easy to get stuck in the routine
Yeah.
and that starts to lose its shine and, like just need a little spark, I guess.
Mhm.
And so one new thing a week, I'm not limiting it to a specific thing. It could be a coffee order, it could be a new
Mm.
workout. Like it could just be anything,
Mhm.
but the goal is to try something on and see if I like it.
Mhm.
This is more of a mindset. I said less comparison, more celebration. I think that relates to one of the ends that
Mhm.
we had. I think it's very easy nowadays to look at someone, whether you know them or not. In most cases, we don't know half the people that we like consume their lives. And I think it's really easy to get into that comparison mindset. And so I think rather than doing that, like if everybody around us is just comparing each other, like, what
Mhm.
are we doing this for?
Yeah.
Because nobody's being celebrated. It's all just coming at it from like a very envious lens, and I don't want to be an envious person.
Yep.
So more celebration, especially for women, always. Let's see. You kind of hinted at it, but I am feeling a career change,
Mm.
not just a job change. I'm feeling a career change,
Mhm.
and I'm very excited about it because it's feels like that hitting that button of like reinvention a little bit, but obviously that comes with, oh my god, is this what I want to do? Because it
Yeah.
feels like
Holy shit, holy shit.
yeah, right? Like is this the right decision? Is this a me thing or
Mhm.
is this just everybody else? But something that I really would like to get into is focusing more on people. I feel like that's a lot of why people get into project management is because they enjoy working one-on-one with people. If
Mhm.
anything, my current role has led me to this churn. It's no longer about people, it's about just like getting things out the door. And so it feels like it's not so much project management, it's just like asset delivery.
Mhm.
And it's a little tiring. And so trying to figure out like how I can get back into that role of people and connection. And I always said, I think I mentioned it in one of our past episodes, if I could be this sounds so girl of me. If I could be like a recruitment chair for my sorority for my job full time, I would. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, how much I enjoyed and like had that internal spark. Like I very vividly remember going out of my way to spend hours working on this basically program to make sure that this whole experience was amazing.
Mhm.
And I would love to be able to do that either for a company or I don't know. So working through that. But I feel like
Fun.
that is on the brink this year because yeah, girl. I think your girl is on the face of burnout. I'm
Well,
like, it's knocking on my doorstep.
it that also ties into your other goal of talking about like you really enjoy connecting people and bringing them together. So it just you could kill two birds with one stone there. And why not? I mean, we're all about making the pivot and like deciding something no longer serves you and going to find something that does. So good for you.
Yeah, I think that it's not like a full reinvention, right? But I don't want to look back on my career and be like, yeah, I was a project manager for 20 years. Like
Yeah.
I want to have the arcs in the
Yeah.
story.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Totally. Totally.
yeah.
Good for you. Are you popcorning?
Popcorning Ellen.
Okay. I'm like, we need like a little flash signal, like, okay, now it's your turn.
Also, can I just call out? I'm sorry to be that person.
What?
I am just like blending into this wall back behind me. It is awful. I can't. I
Now
just
that you said that, I can't unsee
I'm just like I'm
it.
just beige. Everything around me is beige. Okay, sorry.
The Joshua trees behind you, though, are very pretty.
Yeah, and my tree is growing. See, I'm not a total horrible green thumb
I was
person,
gonna
but
say, that looks like a very thriving, alive plant.
this is a new leaf. Okay, I have made this about myself, Ellen. Popcorn.
No, are you kidding? That's so much fun. I could do that all day. Oh, I skipped one. This is a continuation from last year. I think my goal last year around workouts was to like find something that I enjoy doing on a regular basis. And
Mhm.
I joined the hot yoga club and I just love it. I feel like I could run through a wall after class. I'm like, I'm so strong. Like I could do anything. And the studio near me, you have to book out the classes so far in advance. Oh my God, they're always so booked. But, anyways, I want to continue that. And my new goal is to continue going 3 to 4 times a week, which I've been just like so enjoying. It's like
Good.
my favorite part of the day.
Oh, I love when you can look forward to a workout. That's what to me working out should be
Yes.
is a release, a state of I don't know, disconnection with your mind, like
So nice.
and community, which I think you
Uh,
have.
totally. And it's so funny because, like, sometimes for a majority of the class, I am like locked in and I don't
Mhm.
even know what I am thinking about.
Isn't that amazing?
And
Afterwards, you
it's
come out
so
of
weird.
Shavasana and you're just like, "Whoa, I left
Y-
everything at the door. I'm a
yes.
whole new me."
Hmm.
Mhm.
It's so weird when you like come back to yourself and you're conscious again. You're like, whoa, that was needed.
You just, like, transformed into this, like, workout yoga
No,
sculpt
like
machine.
a warrior. Like I truly like I you know when guys like will do a crazy lift and they'll scream like "Whoa," like
Oh, yeah.
macho man. That is how I feel. It's so empowering.
I love that for you. Oh my god.
Oh my God. Just picture me like doing not cartwheels. Oh my God, what are those called? Jumping jacks.
Jumping jacks. I was like, "What kind of freaking yoga class are you going to?"
We're just doing cartwheels around the room. An adult gymnastics class. Oh, my next one is to read 5 books. I know that's so boring,
That's
but
great.
I finally got back into reading last year, and it's such a more healthy way to spend your time than scrolling on your phone or watching TV. And so I don't want to put 5 is a small number, which is intentional because like if I put 10 books, there's no way I would read 10 books. Are you kidding me? That's so many. Um, and so I want to do a sprinkle of like, I don't know, like fun, casual enjoyment reading and some like either help books. Like I really want to read the Let Them Theory. I really want to read. I have this like
Susanna
corporate
helped with that book.
strategy.
Sorry to interrupt.
She did?
Yeah,
Fuck, that's so cool.
right? I know.
Okay, I
I
have
have
to
to ask her
ask
about
her
it.
about that.
Mhm.
That's so cool. Wow. Okay. Definitely read that one. And there's this like corporate strategy book that I want to read just because I'm like, it sounds interesting and I don't know anything about it. And like, what if I read this book and I'm like, that sounds awful. I don't want to do
Mhm.
that. So I think that will help me with my career decision.
Yeah, I love that.
This is random. I want to have one thoughtful materialistic purchase per month, whether that's like I really have been wanting I'm gonna make this up, but like a new sweater. I'm looking at my sweater right now. But like I've really been wanting a new sweater. I want to be very purposeful with what I select, that it's going
Mhm.
to be something that's quality, that will last me, that I really want, that's not just like looks pretty on this influencer and I decide to buy it.
Right.
So I want to be really thoughtful with those.
I
And
love
like house
the
stuff too, because I feel like I go nuts with house stuff that I don't need.
mhm. I
Yeah.
love it when I see it's actually the gal that you use for your budget template.
Michaela.
She did a focus on that I think in 2024
Mhm.
and it's like buying for long term. I think we've been conditioned to
Yes.
buy for short-term happiness. So
Yes.
quality material that's good for your skin, good for the environment.
Totally. All of the
Mhm.
things. Um, I have cancel 2 subscriptions. I have like random subscriptions that I feel like I do a good job of trying to stay on top of, but then
Mhm.
they magically appear and I'm like, what the heck is this? Let's get this out of here.
That makes me think of those terrible commercials for I think it's Rocket Money.
Yes,
If they're trying to intentionally make commercials that frustrate me, good
it
job,
shows.
because every time that commercial goes on, I'm like, I hate this commercial. It's
That in okay, the only thing I can think of is the Limu Emu. What is that commercial?
oh yeah, Limu Emu
And
and
Doug.
Doug.
I don't know.
It's an
Whatever that
intern.
company is, annoying. Okay, this is my last one on my like personal and professional. I have been deep into the needle pointing craft community.
Oh
I
yeah,
finished my very first project. I'll have to send you a picture of it. I'm so proud of myself. But
please.
again, it's like making something with your hands is just so enjoyable. So I have make 5 needlepoint crafts
Oh
on
my
there.
gosh.
I'm so excited. I'm like, I'm trying to find like what my next craft is. I'm like, oh, I want to make this for this person for Christmas and this for their birthday. So don't be surprised if you get a little needlepoint craft
Oh
from
my
me in the
gosh. I would treasure it forever.
mail. I'm
Okay.
like, I'm so enjoying it.
That I love that for you because it's so nice to have something where you can pick it up, you can put it down, it's not taking up space.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it's
Well,
such a warm fuzzy.
I'll try to forget that you ever said that so when something arrives at my doorstep.
I have a really good one picked out for you too, so I hope you like it.
That's
No
all. No
pressure.
pressure. Let's see. I just have a couple of long-term ones. These were
Okay.
again the far right. Let's see. Barista fire. If you're part of the fire community, I would like to retire early. And barista fire is essentially when you can retire, but you still choose to have like a barista job. It can be whatever it is. So it's
Okay.
like you're working because you want to, not because you have to.
Mhm.
So I would love to get there. Do I have a age defined? No, not necessarily. There is a figure, obviously, before you can early retire.
Mhm.
But that is something that is on my list.
Mhm.
I originally had the goal to do 40 countries by the time I turned 40, but had to have a little
It's
donk
fun.
to the head and be realistic. So I said 30 countries. I
Okay.
dropped it down by 10.
Mhm.
And we're halfway there, so that's good.
I was gonna say, I feel like you've made a significant dent, so that's good.
Yes. The nice thing about traveling typically is that you can hit at least one or two. And I'm not talking like, oh, like our plane landed in
Yeah.
Frankfurt and then we went. No, that doesn't count. You have to spend a day there.
Mhm.
The other one, it's funny. So, so maybe this is part of my barista fire, but I've been talking a lot with my younger brother who he is making the transition from Austin back to Kansas City, and we've been talking a lot about like how fun it would be to get into business together about something. And we love where we grew up, and there's a huge community that needs a new laundromat. And so I said, long term, I would love to own and operate a laundromat that is like self run. You really just like show up to kind of feed the machines and do this and that. So I put Ottawa Laundromat, which could maybe like be the actual thing that I'm
Mhm.
working towards, or it could really just be a symbol of owning a business that kind of runs itself,
Mhm.
preferably with.
Things are like cash cows. I'll have to find it and send it to you, but there is these two girls, I think in either like New York or LA, very big city, where they're trying to like reinvent what laundromats are in terms of like
Mhm.
you think of a normal one and it's like
Gross,
old,
rundown.
ugly. Yeah, right. It hasn't been updated in 30 years. And they're like making them cute and all that fun stuff. So I'll have to send it and send it to you guys because I think
Yeah,
you'd like it.
and two, the idea that it's a place that people go to routinely. Could you host little pop-up shops because
Yeah,
people are spending their time there? Could you
right.
do a little bar cart, a coffee cart? I don't know. There's a lot of fun ideas, but please, yes, send me the
That's
gal.
cute. Mhm.
And those are my goals.
Fabulous. Okay, I have to send you this laundromat thing. I really think that you would like it. Some just a job goals. I put partnership on TikTok. I kind of want to cross that out. I'm so over TikTok, Sarah. Like it's got to go. It's
Firm stance. I
it's
appreciate
got
it.
to go. I'm having a real like identity crisis when it comes to TikTok when I'm like, how will I close this chapter of my life? I am not sure, but it has to go.
Mhm.
I should have made that a goal on here, honestly. Screw the partnership. Close down TikTok.
Shut down a global app.
No, literally. um, I said book a dream guest and then I put a semicolon. No name.
Maybe we're the dream guests, Ellen,
So
of
TBD
our own
on who
podcast.
that's gonna be. Would love any ideas, Sarah, if you have any floated my way.
Okay, okay.
Um, I put I put 4 speaking events and then I put in parentheses in capital letters paid. So TBD.
Whoa, you're
I
like,
know.
I see your one and I raise you 4
Yeah,
paid.
I don't know. Someone told me to be outrageous with my goals, and I was like, okay, fine.
No, I
4
appreciate
speaking
it.
events. Why not?
Yes, yes.
We talked about doing a new branding photo shoot. That's not really branding. That's just a photo shoot. Okay. Well, I tried to make it
No,
sound
it
cool.
fits into branding. Yeah, yeah.
And then I put 10K followers. Who do I think I am? I'm not sure.
Outrageous.
Outrageous.
But can be
So
done.
it can. I have to like with the, shutdown of TikTok, I'm gonna have to like re-strategize here, but that's okay. So we'll see. TBD.
Mm. Okay, these are all amazing things. Thank you for doing the work.
Anytime. I'm happy to.
Okay, this is fun because I think it helps provide context into like who we are as individuals, hopefully as
Yeah.
listeners, but also the hope is that if you're listening to this, you're able to be like, yeah, I could try that on, or I like that goal that they're doing. Maybe I can think of something similar. Goal setting is not it it's not like a totally fun exercise because it makes you think about like things that will probably be uncomfortable. Like nobody achieves goals that are easy,
Right.
you
And
know?
you have to reflect on like what am I not doing right now that I should be doing? And that's not
Right.
necessarily the most fun thing to do.
Right. And I think you have to pop the bubble. It doesn't come with pressure. It just comes with, okay, I have these days to make change. And you can stay complacent if you want. Like it's very comfortable, you know?
Totally.
But
I also think it's kind of funny that like we don't call them New Year's resolutions anymore. Like we call them goals. Like we have
out.
rebranded New Year's resolutions into goals. I just don't like that word. It's like too much pressure.
Yeah. And also too, it makes it feel like you have to get it done. Some of these, as you heard, are continuations of goals that I set
Right.
last year that maybe I didn't cross off or
Mhm.
whatever. Maybe I tried them on and I want to pick it back up again. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
resolution feels like it's also this like really dramatic change.
yeah. And I don't like that.
No.
I'm not ready for that. I made these goals 2 weeks ago, and some of them I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Well, that's the thing, like having the built-in check-ins of sorts, being like, okay, maybe
Yeah.
every quarter I just reassess. I saw there was actually a gal that I work with at Up Next that she does instead of goals, she does a word of the year. And we actually did the
That's fun.
practice. It
Mhm.
was very fun because it wasn't the checkbox list. It was I lead my actions based off of this word. And I really enjoyed that because it kind of changes the lens.
Yeah, it's a way to like ground yourself, but also be able to like flex it into anything. That's cool.
Mhm. Mhm.
I like that. All right, maybe that's a good way to leave the audience. 1, go create a goal, or 2, or don't if you don't really want to. Maybe pick a word to anchor on. Is it for the year or the month?
Year.
I like that. It's like
Mhm.
very yogi, like picking an intention at the
Yeah,
beginning of
when they like
class.
think about your word. Come
I
back to
offer
your
you this
word.
mantra.
Oh my god. Maybe we need to be a yoga teacher, Ellen.
I would honestly love that. That would be fun.
I know a place.
I know a place. Hmm. Could you imagine us doing Zoom sessions of me being like, okay, Sarah, I'm going to practice. You're going to just laugh the whole time.
I'd happily join. Ellen, anything for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, that's a wrap on our 2025 goals. So weird that this is not the second time in a row that we're doing this. It's like,
Yay,
we want
go
to be
us.
professional podcasters. This is cool.
By the looks of it, yes.
I know we're very on brand with the matching. Are you black or brown
I'm
sweater
brown.
today? Whatever. Okay, close enough. Sorry, I ruined the moment. It looked like, and I shouldn't have just said
Beige.
anything. Just kept my mouth shut. Um, let's see. We've got an interview next week, and then we're doing our due diligence of researching and finding links, resources, some positivity of all the things that are going on. So look forward to that next week. As always, send us any guests if you have them. Send us any resources that you find along the way, and please send us something positive or go tell something positive to a friend. We need it. The world needs it.
Yes.
Any parting thoughts, Sarah?
This was fun. Thank you for putting the thought in time, even though it was cold and windy.
I literally had a hoodie, a sweatshirt. I had socks on at the beach, and I was like,
Hey, the words made it into your phone, and that's all that matters. So
yep. We
that
need it.
was very fun to hear your perspective. So thank you for sharing.
Yes. And keep me updated on your job journey. I'll have to tell you if I like what I find, and you tell me if you like what you find. How's that?
Okay. We'll report back.
Beautiful. Thank you, everybody, for listening. And remember, it's literally just a job.